Hi there, this is the story of Plug Power. Ticker symbol Plug. Right now the market cap is about $3.4 billion and the price $2.20. And the most important question is whether this company is a great investment at the current price and current market cap. And the answer, you will find it in this box. Through this video, open the box and you'll find my answer. And to understand this answer, you have to look at their business and what's next. Now, to save you time and money, to help you make even more money, I have a far better investment ideas than Plug Power. You simply go to my profile, press join and choose Titan Investor. And there you have access to my portfolio where you can see my investment ideas. And my return over the last 4 years has been over 40% a year. And every week, I'll do an update of my portfolio. So be aware of that. Now let's come back to Plug Power to continue the analysis. When you look at the revenue over the last 3 years and 9 months of 2025, you see an increase from 700 million to 800, close to 900 million. Then a decline to 628 million. And more recently, yes, for the last 9 months, they report just a small increase. And this is quite bad. I mean, when you see a declining business, declining revenue, that's a red flag. Be aware of it. Then earnings, if you look at them, they spend more than they make. A loss of 700 million over a loss over 1.3 billion, a loss over 2 billion. And for the last 9 months, a loss over 700 million. So this is quite bad. They really have to become profitable because if not, shareholders will get burned. Now, let's also look at their balance sheet because maybe there is some value there. Cash, 800 million. This is good only if the market cap gets lower than 3 billion. If it gets around this level. But for the moment, it's overvalued. Debt over 300, close to 800 million. And if also add their contingents, liabilities, 200 million, over 500 million, so close to 600 million. So when you subtract debt from their cash, they're left with just a few millions. Be aware of that. Now, you have to understand how they make money. They operate in the hydrogen economy, right? So all their business is related to hydrogen. They offer fuel cell systems, plus electrolytes and other equipments, which represent 62% of the total revenue. Then they also sell hydrogen fuel to customers, 16%. And also they sell electricity from the systems to customers, 12% of the revenue. Of course, they also offer servicing and maintenance, 8% plus others, a small percentage, 2%. Now, here is the thing to understand ask yourself why the stock price went up so much. Well, when you have an AI boom, from data centers expansion, you know that every center needs more energy. And as there is a limited supply, hydrogen can become the next source. I mean, it's already there, but maybe hydrogen can become even higher, become a higher portion of the total energy consumption. And if you look at the entire market cap for clean energy, 275 billion. And compare it to the current revenue of Plug Power, only 600 million, or let's say 800 million, there is still a lot of room to grow. Especially if Plug Power comes up with better systems, safer, and much more reliable, efficient. That happens, and from this level, yes, the market cap can go up a lot, 10x easily, right? That can happen. This is the upside. But again, they have to come up with something new. better systems, innovation. And there is also a global demand for clean energy. It's not enough solar panels, wind turbines, or batteries. It's not enough because those data centers, or nuclear, those data centers requires a lot of energy. And companies like Plug Power and others can benefit, especially if they continue to develop this technology. And now, the upside we've seen, easily 10x. If this energy solution becomes the new norm, easily 10x. So it's like you bet on hydrogen economy. Now, if they don't succeed, and they only have a small niche, just a few customers, that will be quite bad. And also, let's look at the downside. First, let's start with the number of shares. As they have so many losses, they have no choice but to increase the number of shares, so they can fund their business and continue to operate and develop their technology. And if you look at the number of shares over the last 3 years, and more than half for 2025, it has increased from 500 million to over 1.2 billion. So you have more than a double. This means more than 50% decline. And this is bad for shareholders, especially the ones who bought this company in 2022. And as they are about to issue more shares, for sure they'll issue, you will have more dilution. So this is the first risk. Now, if they succeed with their technology, we have hydrogen in every house, in every car, this dilution won't be a problem. But if they don't, and they only remain with that niche, it will burn you. Be aware of this. Then, the second thing, you have to assess the probability of their success. If hydrogen can really become the new norm for energy. And to answer that, you simply look at the best people who work in this technical field. And one of them is Elon Musk, right? Just check for yourself. What does he think about hydrogen? And he called hydrogen systems for energy like dumb, scam, silly. So when you have a technical leader that says this, you already know the answer to this investment. The probability of success for hydrogen doesn't mean they have zero chances. They have maybe 2%, 3%, 5%, but low chances. Your probability of success is not high. And this is what you need, to have a great investment. So to open the box and show you my answer, this is my answer. No. Plug Power is not a great investment. Especially the market cap is way overvalued compared to the revenue and losses. And future outlook, yes, it looks bright. The energy demand is quite high, but not for hydrogen, because they are still low. Only if they come up with something better, something that can make others like Elon Musk and other engineers say yes, now this is good. So it's like you bet on this 2% or 5%, depending on what value you want to attribute. You bet on this, and if they succeed, yes, you have 10x, but your 10x, not 10%, 10x. But your chances of success are quite low. And you don't want that when you invest. You want high chances, over 80, 90, 90%. This is what you want when you invest. That's why. If you go to my profile, press join and choose Titan Investor, my portfolio, you have far better investment ideas where your chances of success is over 80-90%. That's why my performance is 40% a year over the last 4 years. Plus, you also get updates, weekly updates for my portfolio, what happened, so you know what company to buy, to invest in. Also an investing course, custom-made videos at your request, in-depth analysis, and bonus access to the previous levels, partnering at the end. So if you want to stop losing money with companies like Plug Power, join my membership. And that's it for this video.